Thank you so much for coming in, Andre. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Now, you've brought in your item, which is something that connects you and your community. I'd love for you to share the story with me.
Well, this is a combi, and it's, look, we sort of started our humble beginnings in a combi, traveling around the country, finding wine stories and sharing wine stories and finding wines. And it's really the thing that brought a sort of a bunch of people that was sort of tuning in to this community website we had, but it really wasn't. And it became this catalyst of, I don't know, it stood for something. And it's what brought a sort of an audience and really was the beginning of our tribe. I like to use the word tribe, talking about a community. And so, yeah, and it's carried through that same tribe. It's grown obviously now, but it's carried through to Vinomofo. And so, yeah, the combi will always be this thing. And it's because of what it stood for. It was something that people could identify with and, oh, you're the combi guys. And, you know, not because we're in a combi, not because they're interested in combis, but because it represented, you know, getting out and changing your life and getting out of this sort of rat race and, oh, I wish I could always do this and this freedom. And it became it sort of spoke of our brand.
Now, I was using the word community, but you're obviously talking about your tribe.
Yeah.
And you've touched a little bit on them, but can you tell me a bit more about your tribe and who they are and a little bit more detail around them?
Yeah, look, our tribe of awesome wine motherfucking people, our mofos, what we call them. Look, they're people that have tuned in and I guess, you know, they buy wine from us, they talk about wine with us, you know, our slogan is actually united by wine. This is, you know, we're united by wine. They're people that love wine but are looking for something different. And there's an adventurousness to them, largely by the fact that they're not satisfied going into like a Dan Murphy's superstore and they're not satisfied with the solutions, and neither were we, so we sort of share that. I think, look, with any tribe, they've got to buy into what you stand for. You've got to stand for something if you want to, you know, if you want to be if you want to grow a tribe rather than a database or, you know, or a customer group, I think, you know, you got to stand for something because there are a bunch of people that want to feel a part of something and they identify with what you're standing for and they want to be a part of that. It's just, you keep it simple. It's just real relationships that you have to do. If you want a community or a tribe and you want to build and grow and keep and inspire one, they're just real relationships, which is the same as any human relationship, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. But I assume it's probably challenging to do on a complex multiple people level.
Well, I don't think it is. It just requires consistency. You have to be strong and really, it has to be clear what you stand for, and you have to be consistent in your messaging and your communication and your actions, you know, and therefore then everybody gets the relationship that they're buying into and has an opportunity to do that all the time. You can't change things up, you can't let people down, but you know, you are I don't know, sort of a magnet or a beacon in that relationship as it gets to scale. You know what I mean? You have to be able to reach and draw in people like that, but you still only got you know, it takes a little bit more effort, but to be honest, there's still a whole bunch of one-on-one. It just takes scaling of, you know, the actual personal interactions, you know, like somebody calling in or whatever. You need enough people to be able to maintain those one-on-one relationships. But most people are really happy with the interactions that are either on a social platform or through email or whatever. You know, that's generally the core of it. You know, and watching video content's an amazing way to maintain a relationship because you're going, here, we're humans, here's something we're doing, it fits with this, you know, this agreement we've got and this relationship we've got. I think that's the way you scale it.
And in conclusion, can you share with me Andre's Be the Drop tip? So basically your top tip for communication within your community.
Look, I think it's got to be authentic. Why do you have a place in this tribe? It's got to because you're so mad passionate about this thing that you stand for, that everyone wants to be a part of. Not as in I'm passionate about a tribe. I mean the subject of your, you know what I mean? If it's for us, it's wine. We've got to care about wine and care more, and then we've got to love that other people love wine, and we've got to want something. You've got to have a mission. I say, all right, there's my thing. That was a long-winded. I think you've got to have a true and authentic mission, you know, a purpose of what you want to, a mark you want to make on the world and a contribution you want to make, and that's what people will gravitate to.